Kawaki sealed Naruto to save him. That's what he believed. Protection through separation. Remove the strongest piece from the board so the enemy can't take it. Absolutely devastating, because the moment Naruto vanished into Daikokuten, Konoha didn't just lose its Hokage, it lost its center of gravity. The village that survived wars, invasions, and literal apocalypses started collapsing under the weight of a single absence. Kawaki thought he was preventing tragedy. Instead, he triggered it. The Shinju invaded a leaderless village. Demon's supposed invincibility crumbled against Mamushi's chaotic Mokuton assault. Political factions turned on each other. Everything Naruto built, the trust, the alliances, the belief that the village could endure anything, shattered the second he disappeared. And Kawaki has to live with that. He wanted to be the protector. He became the architect of Konoha's darkest hour. The irony cuts deeper because Naruto's return is confirmed now. Ikemoto and Kishimoto have signaled it's coming, but he's not coming back with Kurama. He's not returning as the overwhelming force that could end battles with a single jutsu. He's coming back weaker, older, stepping into a world that's moved past him while he was locked away. The man who saved everyone now has to save a village that forgot how to function without him. But that's just the start. Here's how it all unravels. Kawaki's decision to seal Naruto wasn't impulsive, it was calculated fear. He'd watched Ishiki nearly destroy everything. He'd seen how enemies targeted Naruto specifically, using him as a focal point to destabilize Konoha. Kawaki's logic was brutal but understandable. If you remove the target, the enemy loses direction. Seal Naruto in a dimension where no one can reach him, and suddenly the Otsutsuki, the Shinju, anyone hunting him hits a dead end. Except Kawaki didn't account for what happens after. Konoha without Naruto isn't just a village missing its leader. It's a body missing its heart. The power vacuum hit immediately. Shikamaru stepped up as acting Hokage, but he's a strategist, not a symbol. Naruto was both. He represented the will of fire, the idea that Konoha endures because its people protect each other. When he vanished, that belief wavered. Factions formed. Some blamed Boruto, believing the false memories Ada's omnipotence implanted. Others questioned whether Konoha could survive without the 7th Hokage's strength. The Shinju sensed weakness and struck. Mamushi specifically targeted vulnerabilities, using Mokuton techniques in chaotic, unpredictable ways that overwhelmed defenders who relied on Naruto's overwhelming power to bail them out before. Demon's fall proved the shift. He was untouchable. Any attack reflected automatically, but Mamushi didn't fight him directly. He manipulated the environment, turned the battlefield into a trap where Demon's reflection ability couldn't adapt fast enough. It wasn't about overpowering invincibility. It was about exploiting the absence of Naruto's battlefield control, his ability to reset fights with sheer force. Without that safety net, Konoha's defenders had to fight smarter, faster, and they weren't ready. Meanwhile, Kawaki's internal collapse mirrored Konoha's external one. He sealed Naruto to protect him, but watching the village fall apart because of that choice is destroying him. He can't admit he was wrong because that means accepting responsibility for every death, every loss, every moment of chaos that followed. So he doubles down, convinced that when the real threats emerge, Naruto's survival will justify everything. Except the village might not last long enough for that justification to matter. Naruto's return isn't a triumphant comeback. It's a reckoning. Ikemoto and Kishimoto confirmed he's coming back, but without Kurama, his power ceiling drops drastically. He'll still have Sage Mode, his experience, his tactical mind, but the overwhelming force that could end Otsutsuki in single battles, gone. He's returning to a Konoha that's been fighting without him, adapting to his absence, and in some cases, resenting what his removal cost them. The shinobi world moved on. Naruto has to figure out where he fits in it now. Kawaki's seal was a paradox, an act of love that functioned as betrayal. He genuinely believed removing Naruto from the battlefield would protect him, but protection through isolation only works if the thing you're protecting doesn't define the survival of everyone around it. Naruto wasn't just Konoha's strongest fighter, he was its emotional anchor. His presence reminded people why they fought, why sacrifice mattered, why the village was worth defending. Sealing him removed that reminder. The result wasn't just tactical weakness, it was psychological collapse. Shinobi, who'd faced impossible odds with Naruto beside them, suddenly questioned whether they could win at all. That doubt became a weapon more effective than any Shinju technique. The timing of Mamushi's assault revealed something crucial about the new threats. The Shinju aren't mindless, they're adaptive, learning from every encounter, exploiting gaps in Konoha's defense that only appeared after Naruto vanished. Mamushi specifically targeted Demon because Demon represented the next generation's answer to overwhelming power, an ability so broken it seemed unbeatable. By dismantling that illusion, Mamushi sent a message. Your strongest defenders aren't enough anymore. That psychological warfare is more devastating than the physical battles because it erodes erodes the belief that Konoha can still protect itself. Demon's defeat matters beyond just power scaling. His reflection ability was supposed to be the ultimate defense, the technique that made him untouchable regardless of opponent's strength. But Mamushi didn't attack him. He attacked the space around him, turned the battlefield itself into a threat Demon couldn't reflect. It's a shift in combat philosophy. The old generation relied on overwhelming force or unbreakable defense. The new threats are tactical, environmental, psychological. They don't fight fair because they understand that in a power vacuum, chaos beats strength. Naruto's return without Kurama redefines what heroism looks like in this arc. For years, Naruto's solution to every crisis was to dig deeper, tap into Kurama's chakra, and overwhelm the enemy with sheer power. That's not an option anymore. His comeback forces him to rely on everything he learned before Kurama became his crutch. Sage mode, strategy, the ability to inspire others to fight alongside him. It's a return to the Naruto who couldn't overpower pain alone, who needed the village's support to win. Thematically, it's perfect. The stories come full circle to the idea that individual strength matters less than collective will. Kawaki's redemption arc hinges on whether he can accept what his choice cost. Right now, he's trapped in denial, convinced Naruto's survival justifies the village's suffering. But redemption doesn't come from being proven right. It comes from acknowledging the harm you caused and working to fix it. If Kawaki can admit that sealing Naruto was a mistake born from fear, if he can channel that guilt into protecting Konoha the way Naruto would have, then his arc transforms from tragic villain to tragic hero. But if he keeps doubling down, insisting his choice was correct while the village burns, then he's not protecting anyone. He's just repeating the cycle of isolation and fear that defined his childhood. The connection to Sarada's Mangekyo awakening and Mitsuki's Sage Mode evolution shows how Naruto's absence forced the next generation to step up faster than they were ready for. They're not filling his shoes, they're creating their own paths because his shoes are empty. That's growth born from necessity, not choice. It's powerful, but it's also tragic because none of them should have had to shoulder this burden while Naruto was still alive and sealed away. If Naruto returns and Konoha has already adapted to surviving without him, if the village he comes back to doesn't need him the way it once did, then his role shifts from protector to mentor, teaching the next generation how to carry the weight he once bore alone. But if Konoha's on the brink of collapse when he returns, if his arrival is the only thing stopping total annihilation, then the story proves something darker, that despite everything Naruto built, the village still can't survive without him, and Kawaki's seal becomes the proof that trying to protect someone by removing them only guarantees the destruction of everything they fought to preserve.